Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you for joining me today for a card making tutorial. We're going to be making this card today, which is my design team creation for the Inspire.Create Challenges blog. So if you can hop over to the blog, the link will be in the description. You'll see what the current challenge and all the other design team inspiration over there too. So there's a whole group of us that will contribute to the designs. Okay, so it's a colour challenge this time. So here we have the colours here. So we've got Real Red, Flirty Flamingo, Pumpkin Pie, Garden Green and Mint Macaron. Okay, so that's what we're working with, and this is what I came up with. So this uses the Art Gallery stamp set. So this is an oldie but a goodie, okay, Art Gallery. So it's carried over a couple of times into the annual catalogue now. So nice two-step stamping with some great sentiments, and it does have coordinating dies as well, which I have used. So we get this lovely sort of postage edge on the sentiments there, and we can cut out the flowers and leaves to get a dimensional look. Okay, so it's going to stick with the mint macaron card base and everything. So I'm pretty much going to replicate the sample card with you today. Okay, so it's mint macaron as the card base, mainly because I couldn't think of a great way to incorporate it into the design. I guess I could have swapped it out and done the mint macaron sentiment with a pumpkin pie card base, but I like the look of the mint macaron. And then we've got our black and white layers here, so we can introduce black as a neutral just to help with the design if we like, so it doesn't detract from the actual colour challenge itself. So that's there to make a nice skinny border, a little bit smaller than I normally do them, just so that there's a bit more of the mint macaron showing there. So the basic white is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, no 5 1/2, 5 1/2, 5 1/2 by 3 3/4, and the basic black is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8 of an inch, so a little smaller than it would be normally, and we can just get that layered up and put onto our card base. Make sure your borders are even on three edges, and then the fourth one should take care of itself. So, seal is my adhesive of choice. Of course, you use whatever you're comfortable with. I know a lot of people like the multi-purpose glue. I just get myself into a mess with it, so I go with the Stampin' Seal. I do use the other adhesives when there is a need for it, but I don't use it for layering or anything. Okay, card base prepped, and then the rest of it is stamping on bits and pieces. Okay, so we've got pumpkin pie for our sentiments. It's all going on little scraps that we can then die cut out, so if things are wonky and not quite straight, it's not going to matter. Clean stamps off as I go, and I'm going to position my dies as I go as well, I think, and put them onto the my cutting emboss is on the desk next to me, so I'll stamp them, lay the dies on, and put those across onto the cutting platform. So they're ready to go. Okay, so we are going to have to cut the flower and the leaves twice though. Garden Green, not my most favourite green, I have to say, but that's colour we are bound to work with for the challenge. It's not that I don't like it necessarily, it's just not my favourite. I'm more of a shaded spruce or pear pizzazz kind of girl. Like those colours. Okay, so pop that die on there. That one's ready to go. Like I say, we will have to cut the other one as well. And then the bloom that we do, it's two-step stamping, so there's two stamps that work together to create the flower. Okay, so I like to use the sort of detail portion first. I find it easier to line up the rest of it once that's in place. So this is using the real red. I did play with some other combos to see if I could think of different ways of using these colours together to sort of give you some options, but I didn't have much success. I tried the pumpkin pie with the pink over the top. I tried red with pumpkin pie over the top as well, and they just didn't work. They looked too muddy as a combination. Just want to get that red ink right off there because it's one of my... It doesn't hurt the stamps, I just don't like it. It's a me thing, not a stamp thing. So just gonna get that cleaned off straight away. And then now we've got that in place, we can bring in the... That is Flirty Flamingo, not Blushing Bride. Blushing Bride. Oh, right. So the other combinations may have worked better with Blushing Bride. Oh well, never mind. So apologies, this sample's got Flirty Flamingo on it. I thought it looked a bit bright for Blushing Bride. I think I said Blushing Bride in the intro because I knew that's what I was supposed to be working with. So I'm just trying to get as over the top of this, and I'm looking at that. This bump lined up quite nicely with the rest of it, and then if you eyeball some of the other stuff, but because of the nature of the image, if you're slightly off, it ain't gonna matter. It's designed to look a little bit more artsy. Okay, so that's going to give us a very different look to the Flirty Flamingo. Can't believe I didn't notice when I was making my sample. Oh my goodness. Okay, so totally different look with a different pink. It'll still work there. It's all cool. All cool. And again, we'll need to die cut this. I did do, when this set first came out, it was quite interesting playing with all the different colour combinations actually. I think almost certain I must have done a video giving you some different options, so might be worth having a look back on that. So just going to arrange those onto the cutting plate so that I can get all of those on at the same time. The dies individually would go through the mini cutting emboss if you have the mini cutting emboss and didn't stretch to the larger machine, or you've got some other smaller die cut machine. But the Stampin' Cutting Embosses are just fabulous and work superbly well with the Stampin' Up dies, as you would probably imagine. So we'll just the sheer pressure that is applied to this means that the dies will stick to this top plate. It's just about the pressure, which is really, really cool. Okay, so we'll just get that off. Oh, that one's been a bit more stubborn. Okay, so we don't need that one again though, so we can just pop that out. And I'll just keep my dies in place with some, it's actually retired washi tape. Just pop that one out. I've got those, and we just need to run it through once more for the other set of flowers that we need for our card. I originally planned on just doing one, but when I put my card together it kind of looked a bit naked, so I decided it needed the two, so we'll just run those through. And I do tend to go, it's not necessary to, but I tend to go forwards and then backwards on the cut, just to make sure everything's cut through, but it isn't actually necessary at all. It's just a habit I got into when I was using other stuff before I was a demonstrator. Right, that one, the die is just misaligned slightly. That will be user error, so we'll make that the one that goes in the background and the flat, and then we are going to pop some dimensionals onto the back of this one. We're going to use the minis because we need the minis for the sentiment, so I might as well use the minis for the rest of it. So just going to pop those on to the back of that. These minis are perfect for these sort of skinny elements here. Like so. I do find this use a tool easier with these little teeny tiny ones. They're just a bit easier to get off the release paper. Okay, and we can just take those backings off so that they're ready to put onto our card. Now, if you weren't sure of your positioning, you'd probably not do that until you were confident where everything was going to go. But as I've got something in front of me as a reference, that's not going to be as much of a concern. A little bit of seal on this one, because so this one's going to go sort of set toward the back. Now I felt like this flower was a little low and I want them to more angle a little bit, so I'm going to shove that one a little bit higher onto the over here, I think. And I've just knocked over a whole bunch of stuff, so I just need to otherwise that's going to get in the way in a minute. And then the flower head can go on the top at a angle that you want. Quite like things overhanging borders and things. I think it helps tie everything together, and I may have actually even put that a little too high this time, but we'll go with it. And then this guy's going down here somewhere, something like that, and then this guy over the top here. My sentiment's going to bridge over here. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to just grab my snips and just take that off. I feel like it's going to overhang in a not pleasant way. So I'm just going to pop that on, and again, because things are kind of peeking out from the side, I think it's kind of cute that we have that element there as well. Okay, so I reckon we need a little bit of bling on this. So didn't get any bling out, so the first thing that pops out are the iridescent rhinestones, which could work, so the sort of the pink and the orangey thing, or we've got plain rhinestones of course. Just having a quick look through. Yeah. Okay, iridescent rhinestones I think is going to be the winner here. take your pick tool at the tacky end. It's quite good for picking up gems off these adhesive sheets, so you can just sort of swipe them off and pop them down. And of course I do my little trio, just sort of fills up some of the white space that might be shouting at you going, help, I need some bling. Okay, so there we go. That's using that colour combination, the correct colour combination, as opposed to this one with the flirty. However, it does show you how you can use some other combinations of colours on there, which is fun. Link down in the description to the Inspire.Create.Challenges blog if you'd like to go and check out everybody else's design team editions. If you want to participate, you can do by just uploading a photograph of your finished project using these colours, or the colours closest to. That's fine. You don't necessarily have to use all of them either. You could use parts of them and use the design team examples to give you some ideas. So that's it. Thank you for joining me today. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. So bye.